Here's something that might blow your mind. The relationships that feel most comfortable to you might actually be the worst ones for you. I'm Katie Morton, licensed therapist, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 psychological reasons why we gravitate toward the wrong people, the exact signs that you're in this pattern right now, and most importantly, how to break free from it. Something that's important to remember is that feeling safe and being actually safe are 2 completely different things. If you've ever wondered why you keep ending up with the same type of person over and over again, even when you swear you're choosing differently this time, this video is going to change everything. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about why our brains are essentially relationship saboteurs. It all comes down to something psychologists call familiarity bias. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, has this motto: better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Which sounds reasonable, except when it comes to relationships, this can be absolutely devastating. I had a patient years ago who came to me completely baffled. She said, "Katie, I keep dating emotionally unavailable men. I know they're emotionally unavailable. I can spot it from a mile away. So why do I keep choosing them?" Here's what we realized through her time in therapy. She grew up with an emotionally absent father. When she met warm, available men, her nervous system sent alarm bells. This isn't normal. We don't know how to navigate this. When she met emotionally unavailable men, though, her brain relaxed and said, yes, this feels like home. This is the first trap. We mistake familiar for safe. We confuse "this is what I know" with "this is what is good for me." The second reason we feel safe in the wrong relationships has to do with something called trauma bonding. I want to be really clear about this because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what trauma bonding actually is. Trauma bonding is not just being bonded because you've both experienced trauma. Trauma bonding is when you form an attachment to someone through cycles of abuse and affection, punishment and reward. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a room, and every once in a while, at random intervals, someone throws you a piece of candy. You never know when it's coming. Sometimes it's every few minutes. Sometimes it's hours. And it's the most addictive reward schedule that exists. More addictive than consistent rewards or punishments. I had another patient who described her relationship like this. She's like, "Katie, when he's good, he's amazing. He brings me flowers. He tells me I'm beautiful. He plans these incredible dates. But when he's bad, though..." And she couldn't even finish the sentence because the contrast between the two was so jarring. Those high highs after the low lows creates a biochemical response in your brain similar to a cocaine addiction. You're getting hit with dopamine and oxytocin in an unpredictable pattern that makes your brain crave more. Your nervous system starts to interpret this chaos as normal. The anxiety becomes familiar. The walking on eggshells becomes comfortable because it's what you know. The third reason we feel safe in the wrong relationships is because there's a part of us, what we call the inner child, that's still trying to heal old wounds through new people. Let's say you grew up in a household where love was conditional. Maybe you only got attention when you were perfect, or when you were sick, or when you were helping someone else. Your little kid brain learned, I'm only valuable when I'm earning love. Now, as an adult, when you meet someone who loves you easily, who doesn't make you jump through hoops, who accepts you as you are, it doesn't quite compute. Your inner child says, this can't be real love because I'm not working for it. When you meet someone who's withholding, who's critical, who makes you prove your worth over and over again, your inner child gets excited. It says, finally, someone who speaks my language. Now I can show them just how lovable I am. I just have to try hard enough. We're compelled to repeat our childhood dynamics in the hopes that this time we'll get it right. This time we'll be good enough. This time we'll earn the love that was withheld from us. I want you to understand, this is not your fault. This isn't a character flaw. This is your psyche trying to heal itself the only way it knows how. The good news is that once we understand these patterns, we can start to change them. Let me give you some concrete signs to look for and specific steps you can take. Actually, before I do that, I want to share something personal with you. Everything I just described, these patterns of choosing familiar over healthy, seeking validation from the wrong people, trying to heal childhood wounds through adult relationships, I've lived through it all. That's why I wrote my new book. Isn't she so pretty? I'm so excited, you guys. Why do I keep doing this? This book is completely different from my previous ones because this time the subject is me. I'm not writing as a therapist who has it all figured out. I'm writing from the middle of the mess, trying to untangle patterns that have followed me for decades. It's not a how-to guide, it's a come with me story about understanding who I am now, why I keep doing the things I do, and how I can move through the world with more self-compassion. I poured my heart into these pages because I want you to feel less alone in whatever you're working through. If you've ever seen yourself in my work, or even just in the title, why do I keep doing this? This book is for you. You can pre-order it now using the link in the description, and pre-orders make a huge difference for authors. They help determine what stores are going to carry the book and even what cities I might visit on my book tour. Okay, now let me give you those concrete warning signs and practical steps I promised. How do you know if you're in this pattern? Here are the warning signs I see the most. First, you feel more anxious when things are going well than when there's drama. If peace feels boring or suspicious, that's a red flag. Second, you find yourself making excuses for behavior you would never tolerate from a friend. He only yells at me because he's stressed at work. That kind of thing. Third, you feel like you're constantly trying to prove your worth in the relationship. You're always the one reaching out. You're always the one that's apologizing. Always the one that's trying to fix things. Fourth, you've had friends or family express concern about how this person treats you. Yet you find yourself getting defensive instead of just being curious about their perspective. Fifth, when you imagine leaving the relationship, you feel panic, not just sadness, but actual panic. That's often a sign of trauma bonding. If you're recognizing yourself in some of these patterns, first of all, take a breath. You're not broken. You're not stupid. Your brain is doing exactly what it was programmed to do based on your early experiences. And now that we have awareness, we can start to create change. How do we break free from these patterns? Let me give you 3 concrete steps you can start implementing today. First, start noticing your nervous system responses. When you're with someone, ask yourself, do I feel calm and grounded? Or do I feel activated and anxious? Learn to recognize the difference between excitement and anxiety because trauma bonding often disguises itself as passion. Second, practice tolerating good treatment. I know that sounds weird, yet for many of us, consistent kindness feels uncomfortable at first. When someone treats you well, notice if you have the urge to create drama or push them away. Just notice, don't judge it. Third, work on healing your relationship with yourself. This is the foundation that sets the template for every other relationship in your life. Here's a simple way to start. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake. Let's say you're running late for work and you spill coffee all over your shirt. What's your immediate internal response? Is it, ugh, I'm such an idiot, I can't do anything right today? Or is it, okay, annoying, but I can handle this? Now, imagine your best friend called you in the same situation. Would you say, God, you're such an idiot, you can't do anything right? Of course not. You'd probably say something like, oh, that's so annoying, I'm sorry. But don't worry about it, grab another shirt and you're going to be fine. Start treating yourself with the same compassion you'd show your best friend. When you catch yourself being harsh or critical, pause and ask, what would I say to someone I love in this situation? Then say that to yourself instead. This simple shift begins to rewire how you relate to yourself, which changes how you expect others to treat you. Here's something crucial. Healing isn't linear. You might find yourself falling back into old patterns, which is completely okay. Progress isn't perfection. It's awareness. The goal isn't to never feel attracted to the wrong people again. That'd be great, but that's not the goal. The goal is to develop enough self-awareness that you can make conscious choices rather than being driven by unconscious patterns. Let's recap. We feel safe in the wrong relationships because familiar feels safe. Because trauma bonding creates addictive biochemical responses. And because our inner child is trying to heal old wounds through new people. Here's what I want you to remember. You have more power than you think. Once you understand these patterns, you can start to change them. It takes time, it takes practice, and it often takes support, yet it is absolutely possible. If this video resonated with you, I want you to do 3 things. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because I post a new video every week that will help you on this journey. Second, let me know in the comments, what's one pattern you recognize in your relationships that you want to work on changing? I find that just naming it out loud is the first step toward healing. And third, if you want to go deeper into breaking these patterns, consider pre-ordering my new book, Why Do I Keep Doing This? The link is in the description below. It's my most personal work yet, and I think it'll help you feel less alone in your own journey of understanding yourself. Remember, you deserve relationships that feel both safe and healthy. You deserve love that doesn't require you to sacrifice your peace of mind. And with awareness and effort, you can absolutely create that for yourself.